So, is the government suddenly revoking green cards? No. What has been confirmed is a serious warning from USCIS about a rule that has always existed but is often misunderstood, usually until it's too late. The worst news isn't a new policy. The worst news is that thousands of permanent residents risk losing their status simply because they don't know the rules for traveling. USCIS has clarified that holding a green card comes with major responsibilities. The biggest one, you must actually live in the United States. If you are a permanent resident and you leave the US for a long time, the government can and will determine that you have abandoned your residency. This isn't a rumor. This is the official government position. If you find this channel helpful, please hit the like button. It's free and it helps our report reach more immigrants who need this information. Now, this rule does not apply to everyone. So, let's get right to the most important question. Who exactly is at risk? So, let's clear up the confusion immediately. This urgent warning is not for tourists with a visitor visa. It is not for students on an F1 visa or temporary workers on an H1B. This warning is exclusively for lawful permanent residents. In other words, this is for people who hold a valid green card. Many people believe that once you get the green card, it is yours forever, no matter what you do. This is one of the most dangerous myths in immigration, and it is 100% false. The green card is a privilege to reside permanently in the United States. If the government believes you are not residing here, you are breaking the terms of the card. So, if you have a green card, whether it's a 2-year conditional card or a 10-year permanent card, this message is for you. If you are planning a trip back to your home country to see family or maybe to handle a business matter or even to retire for a little while, you must listen to these rules. We see this mistake happen all the time. People travel, they get delayed, and when they try to return to the US, Customs and Border Protection stops them at the airport. Don't let that happen to you. Comment resident below right now if you are a green card holder and this information is new to you. We want to know who we are helping. So, what is the exact amount of time that gets you into trouble? This leads us to the critical 1-year warning. This is the most important number you need to remember. The official rule from US immigration authorities is that if you, as a permanent resident, stay outside the United States for more than 1 year, your green card can be considered invalid for reentry. Let me repeat that. A trip of more than 365 days. When you show up at the airport after a year, a Customs and Border Protection or CBP officer has the right to question you.
They will assume you may have abandoned your residency. Now, many people think the limit is 6 months. And yes, trips over 6 months can also cause problems and raise questions about your intent to live in the US. But this specific alert, the one that triggers an almost automatic review and requires a special document, is the 1-year mark. If you leave for 1 year, you cannot simply show up at the airport with your green card and expect to be let back in. The airline might not even let you on the plane. This isn't a new law, but USCIS is making it clear. This rule is being enforced. If you don't want to miss critical alerts like this one, take 1 second to click the subscribe button. Our channel is dedicated to protecting our community with this kind of information. So, why is 1 year the magic number? It's because of a dangerous legal trap called abandonment. This is the part that confuses so many residents. The government's logic is this: if you leave the United States for an extended period, you are sending a signal that your permanent home is somewhere else. This is the legal trap known as abandonment of status. Abandonment means you voluntarily gave up your right to live in the US. To USCIS, staying outside the country for more than 1 year is the strongest possible evidence that you have chosen to abandon your US residency. Even trips of more than 6 months can raise serious questions at the border. A CBP officer might ask you to prove that you still have ties to the US, like a job, home, a US bank account, or proof that you filed US taxes. But the 1-year mark is the critical line. After that, they don't just ask questions. They presume you have given up your green card. This is the worst news we mentioned. It's not a new law, but a strict enforcement of this abandonment rule that can lead directly to having your green card revoked. Do you think this rule is fair or is it too strict? Let us know in the comments below. We read them all. So, how do you protect yourself? How do you tell the government, wait, I am not abandoning my residency. I just need to be away for a long time for a family emergency or for school. You do it with the one document they will accept. So, what is the only official document that protects your green card if you must be outside the US for more than 1 year? It is called a reentry permit, or in Spanish, a permiso de reingreso. This document is not a new green card. Think of it as a pre-approval from USCIS. It is a formal official document that basically tells the border officers, We know this person is outside the US for a long time. We have reviewed their reasons and we agree that they are not abandoning their permanent residency. It is your number one piece of evidence. With a valid re-entry permit, you are showing that you followed the rules and declared your intention before you left. This is the document that the headline warns about. Traveling for more than 1 year without this permit is a massive life-changing gamble.
Traveling with it is the correct, safe, and legal way to protect your status. Have you ever heard of this document before? Or do you know someone who needed one? Let us know in the comments. Now, this isn't something you can get at the airport. The process is very specific and you must start it before you travel. In the next chapter, we will give you the exact steps. Okay, this is the most important practical part of this video. So, please listen closely. Getting this permit is a 4-step process and the first step is the most critical. Step 1. You must file the application while you are physically inside the United States. I will say this again, you cannot leave the country and then apply for this permit from your home country. You must be in the US when you file. The form you need is the official Form I-131. That is I-131. It is called the application for a travel document. Step 2. You must pay the correct government fees. The article you may have read says the fee is $575. This is outdated. As of the new USCIS fee schedule, the total fee for a re-entry permit, which includes your biometrics, is now $630. That is $630. Please do not send the old amount. USCIS will reject your application and you will lose valuable time. Step 3. You will be scheduled for a biometrics appointment. After you file, USCIS will mail you a notice to go to a local application support center. At this appointment, they will take your fingerprints and your photograph. You must attend this appointment. This is not optional. Step 4. You wait for approval. Here is a tip. After your biometrics appointment is finished, you are generally safe to travel. You do not have to wait in the US for the physical permit to arrive. On the I-131 form, you can specify that you want USCIS to mail your approved re-entry permit to a US embassy or consulate in the country you will be visiting. This is the correct, safe, and legal way to do it. But what if you ignore all this? What if you stay out for 2 years? This leads to the final irreversible deadline. This is the final deadline. It is the point of no return. As we covered, the re-entry permit, that is Form I-131, is your protection. But that protection also has an expiration date. A re-entry permit is generally valid for 2 years from the date it is issued. The article we are reporting on is very clear, and we have confirmed this rule. If your trip goes past 2 years, any re-entry permit you have, even if it was approved, loses all its validity. This is the mistake that costs everything. A person might think, I have my permit, so I am safe. But they let their trip extend to 2 years and 1 month. At that point, your re-entry permit is just a piece of paper. Your green card is no longer considered a valid document to get you back into the country. The government considers your permanent residency revoked for travel purposes. This is not a simple problem you can fix at the airport. You cannot just buy a new ticket.
States enforced to apply for a special returning resident visa at a U.S. embassy, which is incredibly difficult to get approved. You have to prove that your long stay was for reasons completely beyond your control. Please hit the like button if you think these rules are too complicated. It helps our channel understand what topics we need to simplify for you. So, let's put all this information together. What should you do right now if you have a green card and are planning a trip? Let's go over the final action plan. We have covered a lot of serious information and it can be stressful. So, let's simplify everything into a clear 3-step action plan to make sure you travel safely and protect your green card. Here is what you need to do. Step 1. Check your travel plans. Before you book any international trip, look at the duration. Is it a short 2-week vacation? You have nothing to worry about. Is it a longer trip between 6 months and 1 year? Be careful. Make sure you keep your ties to the US like your bank accounts, your US address, and file your taxes. Is the trip over 1 year? If yes, stop. Do not travel yet. Move immediately to Step 2. Step 2. File Form I-131. If your trip will be longer than 1 year, you have no choice. You must apply for a re-entry permit. You must file this form while you are physically inside the United States. You must pay the $630 fee and complete your biometrics appointment before you leave, or at least have the biometrics completed. Step 3. Obey the 2-year limit. Remember, even with an approved re-entry permit, you cannot be gone for more than 2 years. Set a reminder. Put it on your calendar. That 2-year date is the absolute final deadline. If you stay out 1 day longer, your residency can be revoked. That's it. Knowing these rules is the difference between a safe trip to see your family and a legal nightmare that costs you your future in this country. Thank you for watching.